This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. What is the topic?
File module.
No. What is the last topic we are going to discuss?
Oh, RAML.
See, there is a web application. Okay. We are developing one web application. Normally, you will outsource the integration logic to some third-party vendors like a Mule. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? We have many people here. Please unmute your mic and respond there.
Yes.
Yes. Only Sushmita are present in this session. No, right? Everyone. Suresh, Krishna, Ratnakar, Mituku,
Yes.
Ravi, everyone, please respond. Please respond. Yeah. So we'll outsource this integration logic to some third-party vendor like a Mule, correct? In Mule, we write a flows. In that flows, we write some orchestration logic and all. How they are going to use this orchestration logic? Yes, whatever service I have created in this Mule application, how they are going to use that? Yes. Come on. If this is one application, this is one application. If web application want to integrate with my Mule application, what is the process?
APIs.
Exactly. That means what? We need to expose our Mule application as an API. So what type of API? We can create two types. What are those? Basically, API is nothing but what?
Web
Service. So what type of web service we have? SOAP web service
REST.
and a REST
And
web
REST.
service. Out of these two, which is the latest and which is the easiest one?
REST.
REST. So our Mule application is also going to expose as a REST API. To see, what do you mean by API? What do you mean by API? Just application program interface, but what is that? Yeah, what you write in the APIs, REST API or SOAP, what you'll find?
It's a piece of program that can be exchanged between applications over the network.
That is the
It's
definition.
kind of
Correct.
yeah.
Perfect definition. Yes. This is what you can find in that API. Okay. To expose a SOAP API or to describe about your SOAP application, we create a SOAP API, right? To describe about that application, what we use, what is the file? Web service description language, right? For the REST API, do we have any file like that? How we can expose our application, REST application API?
Grammar.
Mituku, background noise, Mituku. So RAML, RESTful API modeling language. We can use this language. It's an external body, not part of a Mule, right? It's an external organization. It's a separate structure for that, right? So can I call this API as a RAML, right? Can I call that API as a specification? Yes or no? Specification means what? As per the requirement, we are going to design. Can I call this as a design? What you are designing? By writing the specification, what you are going to design? I'm going to design a contract between the client and you according to the requirements. Correct? Yes or no? So finally, what you understood? This outer circle is nothing but your API. That means whatever the services are available that can be consumed by using this API by third-party application, right? So which is in a universal language, right? See, Mule application is written in some their own language. That means like some orchestration, graphical representation. Basically, it's a Java application. If your web application is written in .NET, so these two are able to integrate. No, right? So yes, recording, Raju. So my Mule application should expose as a service. That means should I expose as an expose in some universal language. That is nothing but your web service. Either it could be a REST web service or a SOAP web service. That means it could be REST API or it could be a SOAP API. Understood clearly what we are going to do, right? Till now we know, I mean, we have seen about types of integration, how to use the different modules and write the implementation logic, right? Till now we are going to see the entire life cycle now. So what is the life cycle? First step, after gathering the requirement, what we'll do? After gathering the requirement, what we will do? Design. Where we'll design? Where we will design?
Design center.
Design center, right? Next, once you design, or else while you designing in your design center, if you want to take a feedback from the Mituku background noise, I don't know about your mic. I think mic is creating some problem here. I just muted your mic. Sorry. Yeah. So design. Once you design, next step, if you want to take a feedback from a client, how you will share your API to the client? First, we need to publish the API onto something called Exchange. From Exchange, you can share onto the public portal. Exchange can be used internally. Public portal for external users, right? Okay, assume that you have taken a sign off of your API. API is designed perfectly correct. What is the next step?
We want to develop implementation.
You should be louder, guys. Implementation. Right, where we write the implementation logic, where you are going to define the applications.
Anypoint Studio.
Anypoint Studio. Okay. After writing implementation, what to do?
Deploy.
Before deploying, you can do the testing also. We have seen a unit. Okay. After that, you can do the deployment. Where we can deploy? Where we'll deploy the application?
Standalone on premise.
Mule runtime by using different strategies. On-prem, hybrid. Yesterday we talked about cloud hub deployment, right? Different type of strategies, right? Then give a request and get a response. So finally, what we are doing here, see, we have seen how to write the implementation still now and how to deploy your application as well, right? Now, what to do? We are going to, and what you can do, you can secure your API as well. How to secure your API? We can create a proxy. Where we can create a proxy?
API manager.
API manager. Once you create a proxy, how you can secure that? By applying policies. How to apply a policies? Where you can apply a policy? In API manager only. Got it? So implementation part we have seen, deployment strategies we have seen. So first we'll gather some requirement. I have some requirements in a text format that I'm going to design in a YAML file as a REST API, right? So just converting the text into some actions and methods. Basically called as the resources and the methods. In a REST API, we have a calls, REST calls like get method, post method, like that. And every resource, every operation in an application will be mapped to some endpoint. Like we see until now, /products, which is pointing to get all products in my previous applications. /product/ URI parameter like product name, which is pointing to get product by name. Like that, for every operation in REST application, it will be mapped to one endpoint that is called a resource, path variable, or endpoint as well, right? Now we are going to create one banking application. Banking application. Can you please name this bank? Name this bank. I'll use unique name Mitiku. Mitiku. Is the spelling correct? Mitiku. Yes. Okay. Assume that Mitiku is having a bank. Okay, he has come to us and he asked me to develop one application, right? So every bank will have some customers. Agree?
Yes.
Customers. Every bank will have some customers. How to identify a specific customer?
With unique
Customer ID.
customer name.
Can
Account.
we identify by using a customer ID? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. If you identify customer, that customer can have accounts. Guys, please respond, guys. The customer can have
So
an
Sujit,
account.
it is not clear as actually lack of noise, Sujit.
Sound was coming, yes.
Mitiku. Okay, just muted you. I have some background noise from your side. Now you guys tell me. Every bank will have some customers. Agree? No background noise now. You can respond, right? Please respond.
Yes, yes, Sujit. Yeah, we have some.
Need to be fast. This API, see, we came to the end of the sessions. You should be, very great. We have a 15 to 16 people till end. That's great sign. So that means you are under the same page. Everyone are on the same page and concentrate. And you are interesting, I guess, right? So then you need to respond, no? Yes, please respond so that it will be interactive and it will be interesting sessions as well. Last 3 sessions. Mituku, again you unmuted your mic. Please ensure that there is no background noise. It is getting, distraction to others. Please
Okay.
take
Okay.
care.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Or else you can mute your mic whenever you want to speak. If you feel, then you can unmute your mic and respond. Yeah. Okay. So every bank will have some customers. Agree?
Yes.
How to identify specific customer?
Customer
By
ID.
using customer ID. Every customer will have some accounts. Can have multiple accounts. Yes. How to identify a particular account?
Account number.
Account ID, number or ID, anything, right? Next, if you identify a particular account, under that account, can we have multiple transactions?
Yes.
How to identify transaction?
Transaction ID.
Transaction number, transaction ID.
Transaction ID, right? So whenever you are creating any API, first we need to identify what are the main resources, what are the sub resources. What are the main resources here? Customers, accounts, transactions are the main resource. Account ID, customer ID, and transaction ID are the sub resources, right? Now, if I want to get all the customers in that application, if it is a REST application, everything should be point to some endpoint. So assume that if I want to get all customers, it is pointing to slash customers. So what is this called?
Resource.
What is it?
Resource.
Resource. Or can we call as an endpoint? Yes, resource or endpoint. So how we can map to customer ID slash, assume that customer ID we are passing as a unique one, right? So in the REST application, if you want to pass any unique ID, you need to write as an URI parameter. You know how to write a syntax for URI parameter slash curly brace customer ID, right? Similarly, accounts, can I map it to slash accounts?
Yes.
Account ID is account ID, account underscore ID, right? So if you understand for a customer's account and transactions are the same, right? So here slash transactions transaction ID. So we are going to map these endpoints. Okay, these are the, you see, any language can read this one, correct? Instead of the method present in this application like get all customers, it may be written in some other language, right? So anyone cannot able to read. So for this get all customers, it is mapped to slash customers, which is readable by any language. So where we write, where we design this, all the resources in your
Design RAM.
RAML file, where you are going to design, right? RAML file. Okay. Now I have some requirements here. Okay, let me open the requirements. See, till now, whatever you all learned, that is one part. This last three sessions are one part. Again, I'm telling, because you can see in this Mule for Labs and Workspace, I have given you one zip file called raml-docs. Okay, once you extract that, you will be getting a huge set of documents again, right? So these are the documents. That means these are the ramen file. Instead of I sit and writing, okay, first you understood about the basic, then I'm going to copy paste from this, because if I sit and write all this again, it will take 1 or 2 months time to create a ramen file only, right? I will be explaining about one resource like customers. Remaining two, I'm going to copy paste from the already given files, predefined files. I have created all these files, right? So first, if you are not able to, follow where to start and where not, where what is the middle of this ramen file and all. If you are blank where to start, then go to the ramen part 1. Let me open that ramen part 1, 13th file. Everything is crystal clearly written, and what are the steps to be followed. Each and every step with the screenshots I have given here. I don't know how many of you are practicing with based on the documents. I don't know as of now. Based on the recordings you are practicing or documents you are practicing, guys?
Both.
Both. Okay. As I told, how structure, how to process. You are processing the same. First reading the video, watching the video entirely, then opening the document and try start practicing. The same structure you are following.
Yeah, Suji.
Okay. What about others? Please respond, guys. This is a session for all, not only for 1 or 2 people. If you want me to continue, definitely I'm going to continue without asking any questions. It will be lost for you. Please respond.
You're practicing from both, Sujit.
So no one want to respond apart from Shrikant? What's happening?
Yeah, Sujit. So we are doing practice
So why
sometimes.
required reminders? I don't know why required reminders. We are grown-ups. We are professionals, no? What happened?
Sorry, so it's delay. So we are in mid of something in the morning shift works, and we're doing that both the ways
So
whenever we get
multitasking.
the chance.
Okay.
Yeah, Sujit, we are following same process.
Okay. So in step 1, you can see in this lab, you will be working on a design REST API banking using a RAML. So open so and so text file, okay, given to you in a RAML docs. Which doc file? This is the doc folder which I'm talking about. RAML docs, right? In this RAML docs, you have a text file called resources and methods, right? According to our discussion, that means when you come to this one, I already have completed my session. According to our decision, fill this document with the resources and URIs. So everything crystal clearly written. Okay, let me start with that. So first, it asked me to open the resources and methods. See, this is a plain text which I have given as a requirements. Plain text given by my client. So what I am trying to do here, translating categories and actions into resources and methods. So customers, I will map this main resources, that means main endpoints, sorry, what do you call? Um, so main resources like customers, accounts, and transactions First, I will map that to endpoints. What are the slash customers? Next for accounts, slash
accounts.
accounts. For transactions, slash transactions. Now, get a list of all customers in a bank. What is the resource I can map? Slash
Customer ID.
customers. Why customer ID? List of all customers, no? Customers. And what is the method?
Get.
Method. Register a new customer. Slash customers. And what is the method?
Post.
Usually I will get the answers from the candidates only, but in this batch I'm not seeing much response. That's why I'm telling the answers for this. So get customer information for a specific customer ID.
Customers.
You guys want to try?
Yeah.
Get customer information for a specific customer ID.
Slash customers.
Slash customers.
ID.
Get
Huh?
method.
Get method.
Get method.
Okay, get method.
Slash ID.
Where?
Customers slash ID in curly brace.
Customers slash curly brace. We need to write
Yeah.
ID. Cust ID.
underscore ID. Right. Okay. Update a customer information for a specific customer ID.
Slash customers.
Post.
Method post.
Slash customer ID.
Slash customer ID. Okay.
Patch method.
Yeah. Patch.
But the syntax is correct. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Is it correct?
Correct.
How to write a URI parameter? Curly braces. What happened to that one? Next.
Yeah.
Customers, customer ID.
Yeah. Delete.
Okay, tell for only first line. Remaining things while you're practicing, you can check in the solutions also. I have given a solutions here. Tell me the first line. Enough.
Slash accounts.
Slash accounts.
Slash curly braces. Account ID. Get method.
Is it correct?
Yeah.
Why account ID? Why account ID?
Customer ID.
Customer ID.
Customer ID.
Is it correct? Read the question once.
Get list of
Get
all.
list of all accounts. How can I get all accounts? Of what? Whom? First we need to specify the customer, no? For whom you will get all accounts. First we need to identify the customer. How to identify a customer? From a bunch of customers. Right? So first we need to use what?
Slash customers.
Customers. After the customer, we need to use one customer. And another customer, accounts. Got my point here? Get list of all accounts for a specific customer ID. Got it? Yeah. Now we see right now, assume that I have created for all. I want to see the requirements gathered and I map it to all the resources and methods. Now the same resources and methods, I want to configure where you are going to configure, where you are going to design that in my, this is where I can design that.
Design center.
Design center. Okay, now let me design. So go to the design center. Yeah, so these are all the previously created projects we can ignore. So first time you will be getting a create a new. You can create a new API, a new fragment. What is a fragment in a process? I will let you know. And we can create a new mule application also. That means instead of creating in any point studio, we can create in a beta version. This is called a beta version of our studio, which is on a cloud. And import a file. If you have already having a YAML file, you can import as well. Right now, I want to create a new API. So what is the banking name?
Mituku banking.
Cool. Banking API. I'm just giving a name as Mitiku Banking API, right? I'm using YAML 1.0 create API specific. See SPEC. That means what? We are creating a specification. What do you mean by specification? Yes,
It's a
specification
structure.
is set of guidelines. Yes, sir. According to the
Yes.
contract, we are setting some set of guidelines. Who are using this API for the implementation, they need to follow this set of rules. Correct? Now, on the left side, you can see the files and the exchange dependencies. I will talk about this exchange dependencies. Right now, I'm in a files, right? So we have, what is the main file? Mitiku Banking API is my main YAML file, right? That is the master file, right? Right now, I'm in that YAML. This is called a canvas where I'm going to write all the configurations. This YAML is totally developed on top of an YAML. Where we use the YAML files? Where we used our YAML files
In
in
configuration.
Configurations.
in the creating database configuration. There we created YAML, correct?
Yes.
So if you want to follow parent and child structure, parent and child will have two spaces as a delimiters. Yes or no?
Yes.
Means every line will have a two spaces as a delimiters between a parent and child combination. The same thing will apply here also. Okay, I will show you. So this is the version YAML 1.0. This is a declaration. And what is the title? Mitiku Banking API. Whatever you write in the canvas, on the right side under the documentation, are you able to see? It's like a preview, right? So let me create. See, I'm going to give small tips also while you are creating an API, just for easiest shortcuts. Okay. See, always take the cursor to the end of the line and click on enter. Right now, if there is, you can see one more arrow mark here. If you click on that, it will populate one shelf. This is called a shelf or a shield. Okay, so that means when you place a cursor in your canvas, at that cursor level, what are the keys you can use? That suggestions will be given here. That suggestions. That means what? You can create this YAML file in your AnyPoint Studio also, but these suggestions will not come over there. Everything you need to remember and you need to write. And if the syntax wrong also, it is not able to identify if you create in your AnyPoint Studio, right? So here, this design center purposefully made or created to design the YAML files, right? Because YAML file is not a technicality. It's not about a technical, because according to the requirement, you are going to write the YAML file. Everything will be given by a client only. You don't need to worry about what to write and what not to write. You just need to know how to write it. Everything is syntax based. Every space is matters here, right? Syntax. Now, if I place cursor here at this cursor level, what are the keys are available? It is throwing here. From here, you can pick up, right? Assume that right now I want to create a base URI for this API. So here we have a key base URI, right? Now, I'm just giving some URI here, HTTP localhost 8081 / API. Assume this is the base URI. Whenever I write a base URI on the right side, you are able to see the preview. Yes. Now let that cursor take the end of the line and click on enter. At this level, what are the keys I can use? It is shown. It is thrown here. Right. First, I want to configure these main resources. How to write, how to configure? Slash customers, right? Every endpoint should end with a colon. Are you able to see on the right side?
Yes.
See, sometimes this ramen file, this design center keep on updating. You need to update to that point, right? If you regularly use this, then only you'll understand that, right? So I mean, sometimes when I'm teaching to you for a batch, I will also be surprised. Some features might be changed, right? So we need to be on the toes. Next, slash. See, if I click on enter, immediately we can see 2 spaces as a delimiters it has taken. 2 spaces to write a child. I don't want to write a child right now. I will take the cursor back to the line 1, column 1. Alignment, everything is an alignment here. So first I want to write a main resources slash accounts slash transactions. Okay. It will take some time to update. Don't get panic here. It will show some it will take some time to update in behind, right? Now I mapped these main resources. What is the next step? I want to map these sub resources, right? Take the cursor to the end of the line 1 slash customers, click on enter, write a chain now slash URI parameter customer underscore ID colon. Now you can see one more endpoint got created on the right side, right? Like that. These all things will come based on practice only. That is why reason I said from my side it will be very less. Only from your side you need to practice a lot. So transaction underscore ID. So I created for all. What is the next step? This class customer supports what are the types of methods?
Get
and
post.
post.
Slash customers, take the line, cursor to the line 1, end of the line 1, click on enter. What are the methods we can support here? That means we can use, it is listed. Get method. Again, it is, see, here again it is taking 2 spaces as a delimiters. Take the cursor back to the, where my get starts. Post method, right? Next, get and post, you can see for a slash customers. Next, slash customer underscore ID, get patch and delete. Get patch and delete. So are you able to see? Is it mapped? Correct? Next. So if you want to understand what is the next step to be done, I have already given here as I discussed. See, these all things. First, I have given a base URI. Then I used to create these customers accounts and transactions. Then I created sub resources as well. Then I have given a methods, right? So similarly, add all the resources and URIs and methods according to what you have filed. That means remaining resources also, if you write, okay, then you need to configure in your YAML file. Once you configure all those, your file, you should finally look like the file 02. See, Acme is the name which is a name given to my my API while I'm designing it. So 02 Acme banking API.raml file. So just go to the 02 Acme banking. That means take that file. Let me open the notepad. I will copy paste there. So this is where my program is saving a lot of time. Oh, did I open with notepad? Yeah, I'm just copying this one and pasting on my YAML file. So after writing all the resources and methods, it will look like this, right? Of course, the title is changed. You can ignore that. You can change it as well. And base URI also not written. That's fine, right? Next, what is the next step? Step 1 is completed. Step 2, we will go step by step. After adding after base URI in the top of the file, add media type as JSON. So what is that media type? Why I need to add as a JSON file? Let me configure that. So where it is asking? It is asking me to add a base URI on top of the file. So let me create a base URI again. See where I'm writing? I'm just clicking on enter. It is suggesting, or else if you write BAS, automatically it will suggest from there base URI. While I'm designing, I forgot to give this one in the copy paste option. Localhost. Okay. After base URI, it is asking me to add one thing called, where is that media type? Under the, no, not this one. See here it is giving. I think that is there already. Yeah, it is there here, right? We need to check from the keys. That's why if you're not able to identify, just write here, automatically it will suggest. What is the media type I want to see? The output of this application, that means my YAML file, that this is called a MIME type of my application. So I'm selecting as an XML, assume, right? So this media type will be applied for all the methods and resources in this API. For get/customers, you will be getting the response type. I mean, you will be showing that response in the XML to your client, right? Like that for all the responses, it will be like that. But for get/customers only, if you want to show in a JSON file, what we can do? We can override that XML file with a JSON. Specifically, you need to mention for a get/customers. Okay. Next. What is the next step? Yeah. For get/customers, what is the response you need to give? Just click on enter. For get/customers, what is the response body you want to display? Under the responses, you can, if it is success, if you want to display that message in a success, then what is the standard code, status code for a success
200.
message? 200 status code. And what is the body you want to write? That body should be in which format? A JSON file or XML file? It's up to you. Previously, we have a media type as an XML, which will be applied for all the resources and methods. If you're not specified anything, it will be XML. If you want to overwrite, then you can use a JSON file. That means the body will be displayed in a JSON format to your client. Suppose if I want to use one more status code, if I am displaying this get/customers, if I get an error, that error I want to display to my client in some and in which case we are going to follow some standard code only. But if you want, okay, if you are thinking in a unique style, and if you are from client, from third-party application, if you are getting a success response as a 200, that response, if you want to show in a 400 status to go to your client, then you can write a 400 also for success. Okay, totally depends on you how you want to display. Right now, I got an error from the third-party application. I want to display that error under the 400 status code. So 400 status code, 2 spaces as a delimiters. For that, I can write a body. Under that body, if you want to write any properties for that error, you can write. Under the properties, let me write some description. I want to describe about something, describe about this error. I will write description. Description could be of any type. Basically, description means some data, any data type. So right now, let me go with a string data type. So if anyone want to use this 400 status code, you want to give the description of that. Like that, I can write all the status codes. Again, one more thing, I can write a 500 status codes also. Any status code for you can use that. For every status code, there is a meaning. If you are not aware, anyone not aware of HTTP status codes, standard status codes, you can go and browse. It will give a list of, 200 is a okay, 500 is a server error. Like that, every status code will be having some error. Based on that, you can identify if the third-party server is down, 404 server error, right? Like that, right? So right now, I want to go ahead and display 500 server error. That means 500. Right, for that 500, see, always it is taking the alignment, go back, take the cursor back to the line, two spaces as a delimiters. Here also I can write a body, right? Then I can write a properties. Under the properties, I can write a description. Like that, for every See the alignment is very important here. 1, 2, why it is not suggesting? See the alignment is very important, I said, right? Because of the alignment is gone. One more tip, don't use backspace. Something error here. Post method. Sometimes it will take some time in the back end. Okay, let me delete this post method. Totally gone. The syntax is totally gone. Yes, this is the one, right? Actually, okay, like that we can write. I mean, while you're practicing, please practice this all. Not an issue. Don't get confused. Yeah, this is what, right? See, based on my experience, I can identify how to write the syntax. That is the reason. See, I got back to this point, right? So totally based on a practice where we are writing how to write purely about alignment. Okay. Okay. Next. Like that, we can write the status codes for all the resources and methods. Once you write the status codes, your file should look like after writing all the status codes. See, I have written status codes for all the resources and methods, right? Now, are you see the similarities between the body of the status codes? 404 body properties status code and message. 201, sorry, 201 is success, right? And 503 body properties and status code and message. This body is not similar to 404 body? Yes or no?
Yes.
And you can see here again 404, 501. Is it the same? 404 again, is it the same? So do you see the similarities, or you can call it as a duplicates as well, right? Which makes my YAML file bigger. So what can I do? What is the idea? Yeah, as a developer, if you have any code repeated, what you will think? Write somewhere and use that one multiple times. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In a variable, it could be in a variable, or it could be in a method, or you can externalize that logic to some other file. That file also can be referred. So many ways to reuse that. The same thing, we are going to create one template for the methods. Wherever the method is repeated, we are going to create a template, and that template is going to be used. At the same time, we can create a data types also. What are data types? What are data types? Yeah, can you please name few data types? Sorry, existing data types.
String.
String, integer, boolean, date, time, all these are the data types, right? So assume I want to create my own custom data type. So that means, see, assume that there is one bank called ICICI Bank. In that bank, we have customer. Okay, that customer will have some structure. Yes or no? Like cust ID, cust name, cust number, cust address. Like that, every customer will have some structure to be followed. Assume that there is one more bank called HDFC Bank. Do you feel that for this HDFC Bank also they are having the same structure for a customer? Cust ID, cust name, address. Do you feel that same thing? Are they having the same kind of a structure?
Yes, Sujit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
They will use the same field names. Like here also cust ID. It could be customer ID.
Based upon the developer or design, they can change.
That's what for every application, for every organization, they are having their own data type. Yes or no? They are having their own structure. Correct? It may be customer name instead of here is a customer. Here it may be customer. There is a difference. Correct? So my point is every bank will have their own data types. Same like that for customer, like that account also. For account also, ICICI have their own structure. Here also, HDFC account will they have? I mean, they are having their own structure. Correct. So every bank they are having their own data types. So right now, I want to create a data type for my Me2Ku banking also. I want to create a customer data type, account data type, transaction data type, address data type. So all these things I want to create, right? So if you go and cross check here, step 3, I talk about the step 3 here. In the step 3, you can see I created my own data type for customer. What I have the field am I given ID, prefix, first name, middle name, last name, suffix, display name, address. Address is type of what here? What you're able to see, address is type of what?
Address data type.
Address data type. But predefined like string, do you have any address data type? Predefined
No.
data type? No, right? So I need to create again address data type. Just come down. I created one more data type for address with the address line 1, address line 2. This address data type I'm referring here, right? I'm referring here. Like that, I can create my own data types. So how to create these data types? Let me show you in the YAML file. First, I will create a data type for custom error message. Custom error message, because for not the body and property, everything is same for all the error types, correct? So I want to create one data type for error. Instead of writing all these 4 lines, I will just refer as a data type here. So let me do it. How we can create a data type? First of all, we need to create one folder, new folder. Click on this plus sign, new folder. What is the folder name I can give? Data types. So here you can see empty data types. Okay, is a folder I have created. So under the data types, I want to create new file. Of what type of data type I want to create? See, everything is a YAML behind the scenes. Whatever you are creating, it's a YAML file. So what type of YAML file I want to create? I want to create a data type specific YAML file. So what is the name I can give? Custom error. I'm giving my own name. You can give any name. Message dot YAML. So it will create one YAML file. So how to differentiate a main YAML file and a sub YAML file? For main YAML file, is it specified like any subtype? No, right? Here in the line 1, no. For custom error message, is it specified a type of a file? Yes.
Yes.
So you need to identify in there, right? Next, first, what I can write, I need to define what type of YAML file it is. You need to define as a object. Everything is an object here, right? Under that, I can write a properties. What are the properties? What are the properties I want to duplicate? The status code and message as per this, right? See the syntax. Now it is correct. So I created one custom error message. Now I can refer this custom error message to my main YAML file. So wherever I'm using these 4 lines under the body, I just specify this custom error message, right? First of all, I will define all the data types. Then I can refer to my main YAML file so that I can use in my main YAML file. First of all, how to write another, now how to create one YAML file. That means specific YAML file. So I already created all these YAML files here under the data types folder. You can see account owner, address, bank, customer, all these things I have given, right? Now I want to invoke, so that means I want to actually I will create, but it will take some time to create. How you create this custom error message? Same way you need to create all remaining all, right? So instead of creating, I already created, I'm just going to import that onto my data types folder. How to import, I will show you. And instead of importing one by one, I zip this file to data type zip file. I'm going to import this data type zip file here. How to import? Where I need to import? Under the data types folder, correct? Here you can see 3 dots. You can do any operation. Out of that, I want to import. Choose a file. Which file?
Zip file.
YAML docs data type zip file. Once I import, I got all the messages here. You can see, right? See, what is the spelling mistake? Is it a duplicate? Both are same, no? What I imported, what I created, both are same, correct? But there is a spelling mistake I have created. You can see this is the one which I created. Okay, I have given E extra, right? That is why it is not showing as a duplicate while importing. Okay, if you create the same file, it will ask, okay, there is a duplicate. That's what I intended to show, but I just written a spelling mistake. That's why it is not triggered. So that's what I stopped for 1 second. So I don't want these 2 files. I can have only 1 file. So can I delete the file? Yes.
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 We can create, we can do anything here. Out of that, I am going to delete the file. Yes. Now first go with the customer.raml. What is their customer.raml? Type is object. Properties. What are the properties? Customer ID. You can specify any data type. Okay, a number or anything. Prefix. What is this question mark represents what? Question mark represents what here? Question mark.
It's not mandatory.
Exactly. It's an optional. It's an optional to the user who are going to use. Prefix, first name, last name, suffix. Suffix again, it's an optional. Question mark represents an optional in your YAML. Got it? The same question mark represents in a URL. What it represents to?
Query parameter.
Query parameter. In data view expression, the question mark represents what?
It's not mandatory.
Existence
Also,
operator. There we have seen if clause I used, if you remember. Right. Next, like that, we can create for all the data type. That means all the account, customer, transaction, and all. Now, I want to use these data types in my main YAML file. How to use that? First, we need to declare in my main YAML. First, we need to import that, or else you need to include these data types into my main YAML file. How to include? First, we need to declare, right? So I'm declaring as a types. See, wherever you want to use this customer.raml, we cannot use this entire path. So I will take this path to some alias name, some variable. I'm just using customer as a alias name. I'm going to include this customer.raml here. So how to exclamatory include is the option. Include what? Control space. It will suggest under the data types folder, control space, I want to include customer.raml, right? So like that, I can import. See, on the right side bottom, you can see the project errors. If you expand that, what is the error it is showing here? Unresolved reference address. That means this customer is dependent on what? Address data type. So we need to refer that address also here. Let me take that address. How to include? Include, exclamatory include, data types, under that address.raml. Now on the right side, are you able to see any error? No, it is resolved, right? Like that, you can import all the data types. Then your file should look like see, I'm copy pasted because I'm having an experience in this. I know what to do. But while you're practicing, if you're not aware, at least for the first time, you just type it on your own hands. Then only you will understand where you are getting an error. Okay, simply copy paste doesn't work. Okay, so what is the wrong here? Very simple. I created a data types folder as capital T, right? That is why it is not able to recognize that. So how to rename it? 3 dots, rename. I'll just change it to small t. It will be updated within a second. Yeah, is it updated now? Right? Yes or no? Now you can see when I copy paste the body. If I give get slash customers, what will be the body? From where I'm getting this customer array? Why this customer array? First of all, customer array. From where it is referencing to? Is it an alias name or else customer raml file name?
Alias name.
It is an alias name, right? Because that customer.raml is taken into this variable, right? That variable I'm using in my body. Why? Get slash customers, get all the customers, in a sense it is giving an array of customers. Every customer should follow this data type structure. That is the meaning of this, right? Now body, you can see the 404 body. What I created, custom error message. So wherever I am creating a body, I'm just referencing to custom error message. Okay, I will stop here.